welcome to another edition of PPS Plates. My name is Nicole Newsome. I'm the instructor here at Manor High School, and I teach the hot food side. Today we have
Kayan Hill. I'm a senior at Manor High School.
Carlos Davis. I'm a senior at Manor High School.
We are making chicken cacciatore. Chicken cacciatore is a pretty simple dish. It's all going to be made in one pot. It's an Italian dish of braised chicken. We're going to use legs and thighs this morning. And you also have a tomato sauce that goes along with it.
So for the chicken cacciatore, we have red and yellow peppers, mushrooms, garlic, onions, olive oil, crushed red peppers, Italian seasoning, salt and pepper.
Yeah, and then along with it, you also have your fresh herbs, some rosemary, and some bay leaves. And then lastly, tell them what liquids we have.
We have chicken stock and tomato sauce.
And then Kayan's gonna start our dish out. One thing, since we're braising the chicken, we're gonna get a nice little crust on the outside of it. So we warmed up our pan, and then we also made sure that our chicken was completely dry. So our pan is warming, and we seasoned our chicken with salt and pepper already too. So let them know. Let them know what you're doing. That's good.
I'm going to be placing the chicken skin down.
And check your. Now, just like yesterday, what do we need to be looking for, Kayan?
We need to be looking for a golden brown color on the skin.
And then also make sure you hear a nice good sizzle when you're cooking your chicken. Now, one thing when you add your chicken, if you have more than these pieces, more than this amount, you need to make sure you have enough room. So you don't want to overcrowd your pan with so much chicken, because then what will happen is our skin doesn't get that nice golden crust that we want. So we have 4 pieces in here, nice size, small pot. The best thing about this is everything is going to be made right in this dish. If you decide to do it in a crock pot, you would still want to sear your chicken, but then you can put all of these ingredients right in your crock pot and let that cook. So then when you come home or whenever you, after it's done, you'll smell all the aromas in the air. So earlier I said it's a braised dish, and one thing about braising, we use tough cuts of meat or whole cuts of meat. Braising is where we use a dry technique. Right now we have oil in our pan, and we're searing the outside, so that's cooking it with the heat and with the oil. And then we're also going to add our liquid, which creates a braise. And what braising does, it helps your meat become tender. Because if you ever had roast, ever had some tough cut of meat, and somebody may put it in the oven and don't cook it long enough, or they may just decide to put it on the grill or something like that, and it comes out tough. Braising helps those tough cuts of meat break down that fiber in your meat. So that way it's nice and tender. And you also have it in one pot. So you're building up the flavors. By him cooking the chicken right now, that's caramelizing, getting a nice brown crust on the outside of your chicken skin. And that's going to be inside of our pot. And that helps build up the flavors of our sauce and also the dish, so when it's complete. So our chicken is almost at the nice golden color that we want. We're not going to cook it all the way in here because we're going to finish it in the sauce. So we just want that color on the outside. That's what we're looking for. That adds depth, that adds flavor to our food. It's simple, it's easy, easy cleanup. And this is a traditional Italian dish, and they actually call it hunter's chicken. So it's very simple, something that you might want to make at your house. One thing, if you would like, you can put it over rice. You can also put it over pasta. You can also just have it off on the side and maybe some sauteed string beans and mashed potatoes. So this is a complete meal that you can have. All right. Get your leg. me see. So this is what you want. Now we have extra oil left in this pan, so we don't want all of this, or else our sauce will be oily by the time we're done. So we want just enough on the bottom, because Carlos is going to come over here and start sauteing some onions. And Carlos, let us know what you're doing right now.
So right now I'm sauteing the onions until they get soft. And then when the onions get soft, I'm gonna add the garlic.
Again, he's just caramelizing his onions, getting them nice and soft, extracting some of the natural sweetness from the onions, extracting that flavor. We already have flavor from our chicken, which is down the bottom of our pan. That's what we call soups, all those little brown bits that you see anytime you're searing a steak, searing chicken, anything like that. All of that is flavor. And then about how long do you want that to go, Carlos?
A minute.
Once you kind of start smelling your garlic, that's when you can go ahead and add your other stuff. We don't want the garlic to stay in there too long because garlic is so small, we don't want it to get burnt or anything like that. We add our peppers. And then for your peppers, Carlos, about how long do those stay in there? Just until they get soft.
Yeah, until they get soft. And then I'm gonna add the red pepper.
And can we just pinch in some red pepper flakes? You can come over here if you are. And we just gonna have Ken add some salt and pepper to it also. So at this point, we don't have too much seasoning, we just have salt and pepper. We'll add some fresh herbs and Italian seasoning later on to our sauce. How are peppers looking?
They're almost soft. I mean, almost there.
All right, you can go ahead and add those mushrooms. And then when do we know to add our liquid?
When the mushrooms get soft.
All right, you go ahead and add that stock. Now the measurement calls for 2 cups of stock. You might need a little bit extra. If your sauce gets too thick, you can always add some more stock to it just to thin it out some. And that's up to you. If you want a thicker sauce, keep it as is. And if you want it a little bit thinner, you can add some more chicken stock. And all that does, we just cook that down and let it cook about halfway. And then after that's cooked about halfway, you can add your tomato sauce. And if you want it, you could get whole cans of tomatoes and just crush it up, or you can already get tomato sauce. And you get that nice good stir. Once it cooks down some more, you taste it. Before you add your chicken back in there, you want to taste the sauce. You don't want to add, because our chicken's not cooked all the way. So we don't want to add the chicken, then taste the sauce. Taste your sauce. If you want to add some Italian seasoning, garlic powder, oregano, fresh thyme, fresh rosemary, bay leaves, anything like that. Add a few pinches of that Italian seasoning. You can dump all those herbs in there. And it just depends on what you like. If you want a little bit more spicy, add some more red pepper flakes. And then once your sauce is cooked down some more, you add your chicken in and you just let that simmer, let your chicken cook until you want it to reach about 170 degrees for your thighs especially, 165 for your legs. But I would do 170, 175. So we're just going to partially cover it with the lid just to let some of that steam escape. One thing I didn't mention, if you want your skin or your chicken to be crispier, you can dust it with some flour. So just shake it in some flour like you would if you were frying chicken. And then you can put it in your oil. And this is our final product, chicken cacciatore, an Italian dish, which is normally called hunter's chicken. Thank you all for joining us.